My life as a competitive dancer was all about me, all about my progression in that sport. I became my own brand and I had to move that brand forward. Being part of Strictly Come Dancing team was absolutely a dream come true for me. When I joined the show in 2008 after finishing my professional competitive career, I thought it was just a most amazing thing I've ever gonna do in my life. And it was in many ways. But at the same time, it came with a lot of pressure because for the first time, I was exposed to public opinion. In my own dance world, it was kind of like a little bubble where I could do my dancing, go back home, and get on with my private life. However, on Strictly, because it's such a big phenomenon here, and we kind of become exposed, and I had to work really, really hard not to be affected by constant intrusion into my private life. I have to be very, very strong mentally not to get the tiredness and the pressure from the actual production team to get to me because I knew that on Saturday night I have to step on that floor, shine, and also help my dance partner to do his best. So all of that, of course, through 8 years of Strictly, formed a very strong character. How I can deal with that, how I can perform under pressure, how can I deliver under pressure. It was very different though from my competitive world because, like I said, there nobody really was talking about how I look or what I was wearing. It was purely about my skill as a professional dancer. But once I step into show business, it's a very different world. And I have to hear a lot of good things, but also a lot of negativity as well. And I've learned how to completely quiet that voice inside of my head and not to get affected by all those little bit of a negative remarks and actually still come out and perform my best. Being on Strictly for 8 years, although I loved it so very much, still made such a big impact on my mental health. That's constant scrutiny by the press, intrusion into my private life and into private life of my family kind of made me feel there was the time to step away from the limelight. And I made a very conscious decision to close the door, step away, become a mom, have a family, and maybe open up my own studio, my own business. And at first, a lot of people were saying to me, "Are you sure you're doing the right thing? You worked so hard to be on a show. You've done so much. And now you're kind of throwing it all away and starting something very new." But I knew in my heart that I have to do it. First of all, it was the time to dedicate myself to my daughter. My life as a competitive dancer was all about me, all about my progression in that sport. And I'm strictly a little bit like that too. I became my own brand and I had to move that brand forward. But when you have a child, a lot of things completely different in your vision from that point on. So I just wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be at home. I want to take that time to just be me, not a professional dancer, not a performer, not a choreographer. And to be fair, I forgot what it's like to be me and who I really am without all the glamour and the glitz of Strictly. So that whole year at home, the first year after my daughter's birth, was an incredible year for me. And this is exactly when I started looking for something else and found yoga teacher training. And I wanted to go into that world of well-being very consciously, away completely from all of the Strictly and the show business. I love public speaking and I have done quite a lot of it because during Strictly I had to go to many events. But I never quite thought it will come out to a point where I feel like I want to tell my story and where hopefully I can encourage a lot of women and a lot of people in general to feel if you have a big kind of sort of cloud above you and you feel a lot of pressure on your shoulders, there are ways to get through it, to motivate yourself. I had to do it all my life. I had a very difficult childhood, with parents divorcing, lots of fights in our house. Then my mom became an alcoholic and I had to live through a lot of things going through with her when she was going in and out of rehabs, still keeping my mind into ballroom dancing. So that resilience was building in me. There were so many challenges as always in my life, going from one country to another, moving to the United States, learning a new language, adapting a new lifestyle, then moving to the UK when I was invited to be part of Strictly Come Dancing. Never had any media training. All of a sudden, waking up on front pages of pretty much all newspapers, all of that was so, so hard to go through on my own. But I found a way, and I found inner strength, which is now helping me through every single day, any kind of issues I might have. And this is what I want to talk about in my public speaking, because I think I can really relate to a lot of people, because I had such a multi-layered and different lifestyle, lived in 3 countries, lived in 3 very different cultures, kind of had 3 different families. So work in different environment, very versatile environment, very pressurized environment with a lot of people who, others find extremely difficult to work with. But I had to make it work because I knew I had to form a friendship and take that person on Saturday night to perform their best in front of 30 million people. So all the steps, all of those experiences formed a very clear path in my head, how I can do it, how I can strive under pressure. And those tools, I think, very important to relate and tell others. So perhaps other people can use them too.